I mean, this kit is good and all, but I'll have to keep it away from non-Crossbone Universal Sentry suits, lest we're unable to move on with the battle with how much of a fanboy Font is. By the way, figure out standard Haruo, anyone? What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the P-Bandai high-grade Phantom Gundam from Mobile Suit Crossbone Gundam Ghost. The incomplete Thalkis unit with a failed Minovsky drive replica is the phantom of the battlefield that supposedly can take on an army of 1,000 mobile suits. Now, there is quite a bit to the high-grade Phantom package, coming with 14 runners and a medium-sized sticker sheet. While the entire exterior of the kit is brand new, the joints are carried over from the high-grade Crossbone Gundam. As such, there will be some familiarity to the build, and the resulting structure is of the universal standard, so have fun kit bashing. The Phantom comes together very easily given the high parts count, and you needn't worry about nub marks as they are either undergates or hidden nubs. This is a kit I believe everyone could enjoy, be it beginners or veterans. And no, I did not stutter. The green parts are indeed undergated, and that alone is interesting enough. But if we take a look at where the gates are placed, it is evident that some of them are for removing the different parts between the Phantom and the Ghost, while some gates lead to seemingly nowhere. Moreover, the head structure is designed to be easily disassembled for what I assume is face swapping. All of that said, there is more than enough setup for a high-grade Ghost Gundam, and for Bandai to milk this mold dry until we get the Phantom V2, Phantom V2 Custom, Blank Phantom, and Noel Wraith on top of that. But coming back to the present, and I think the high-grade Phantom Gundam looks incredible. The line art accurate proportions, the spot-on color choices, and the surface detail makes it look like it's plucked right out from the line art, making it a more faithful representation compared to the robot Damashi. What's more, the color separation is great on this kit, although only the eyes, the rear head sensor, and the rear skirt vents I find to be acceptable, as the whites on the cheeks and back skirts fold over elaborate geometry and don't look ideal in the end. It's an easy enough task to replace those with paint. As for seam lines, there is basically none apart from the one on the side of the legs, as most of them are either hidden or filled in with channels. Sure, the green color scheme may not be to everyone's tastes, but it's hard not to appreciate how well Bandai has translated the Phantom design into a tiny 12cm tall kit, which does pump me up to see the other variants be made into kits. Though if there's one thing I would urge you to do, fill in the eyes and nostril sockets of the skull on the chest. Articulation starts with a flexible double ball jointed neck with no limitations, so it can look absolutely anywhere. Arms are on swing out polycaps, ball jointed shoulders, and a decent arm raise. There is a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and ball jointed wrists that you can push fully into the socket to lock. Ab crunches are minimal, while the waist can rotate all the way, but mind the collisions. The front skirts can move, while the side skirts can move up, swivel, and tilt. It can do the funky dance, only front kicks allowed, while the full side splits are achievable. There is a thigh swivel, double jointed knees that should be bent at the top joint first for maximum movement range, ball jointed ankle armor, hinged ball jointed feet with a decent amount of range, and a moving toe. Finally, the wings can flap omnidirectionally, and the bottom piece can open and close. Overall, the high-grade Phantom is quite articulated, but be mindful with the wrists as it's easy to overshoot and dislodge them. Otherwise, the entire kit holds up well too, so posing is a pleasant experience. In terms of hands, the Phantom comes with a pair of holding hands and a new pair of clenched open hands, the latter of which can be used to recreate the signature "I'm in pain" pose. There is also an alternate head for the forced heat dissipation mode, which you can use as a storage vector for the Phantom Light headpiece. Otherwise, you can very easily swap the normal headpiece over if it feels hungry, with the addition of a golden sticker for the mouth as well as a set of sensor and cheek stickers. Weapons begin with the heat knives, and they are completely separate pieces that can be used after swapping the tops of the side skirts over to form their guards. They look nice and can be used without causing any issues. Underestimate them, and they'll cut through your eye fields and beam sabers alike. Although it's kinda irksome that the side binders are still filled in while the knives are in use. Secondly, there is the Butterfly Buster B. It's the same exact weapon from the high-grade X0 full cloth, and it can be sandwiched into the hands for use without any issues. It can also be converted into its saber mode by flipping the handle up, removing the middle connector, and rearranging the barrel. Slide in the included beam effect and you can use it as an awesome beam sword. Last but not least is the full set of Phantom Light effect parts. These can depict the use of the Minovsky drive via a similar part swapping process to the robot Damashi. However, unlike the figure, the emitters are all easy to access and remove, you swap out the hat instead of the head crest, and there is no need to swap out the red emitters on the backpack. It's admittedly a bit tedious, especially when keeping track of the normal emitters, but the process is at least simple and not too lengthy. And in the end, we'd better be thankful that the Minovsky drive was imperfect. Coupled with the white stickers on the arm flames, the overall effect is just ghostly, and the high grade expresses that effect very well. Sure, there will be collisions between parts, but it's a small price to pay for petrifying your enemies, especially if you equip the open mouth head. With all of this, the heat knives can be used as the flame swords with two different sets of effect parts, straight and curved. I'm glad the high grade decided to go with the pink instead of the orange like most media depictions, as they do fit in well with the aesthetics. And there is no worry of falling flames as they click into the blades when used. Pretty neat. Unfortunately, the Phantom Light does not glow under UV by default. However, if you grab some fluorescent paint, you can achieve something like this. And trust me, it is well worth the effort. Finally, this kit can transform into the Mirage Bird form via part swapping, which essentially requires swapping the head, chest piece, arms, white front skirt sections, legs, and backpack onto the pre-transformed block. Now, knowing how it actually achieves the transformation thanks to the robot Damashi figure, I can't understand why this was the approach to the Mirage Bird, as it is impossible to implement that mechanism while keeping the structure universal, especially considering that the torso and waist split in half. Well, at least the gauntlets can move as a hint of that transformation, which is nice. There is also a removable cap on the backpack to expose an action-based port. While, yes, the high grade does a good job of representing the Mirage Bird, it's not any less weird looking. I guess the light effect parts on the chest, skirts, legs, and backpack do help it a little bit, but honestly, it's just too weird for me, and I'd rather keep the lock on the mechanism enabled at all times and keep it in mobile suit mode. For leftovers, there's a couple of frame parts and the heat daggers from the Crossbone Gundam. Not much you could do with these unless you plan to expand the Phantom's arsenal, which will let the angled holding hand and the handheld daggers come in handy. To conclude, there is no shortage of astonishment for the high-grade Phantom Gundam, which is why I will strongly recommend it. Yes, there are some blemishes like the cheek and back skirt stickers, but honestly, the positives far outweigh the negatives. The sharp and accurate looks, great color separation, flexible articulation, and the robust gimmick count are all reflected very well in this tiny high grade. If there is any reason to pass on it, apart from the premium status of course, it's because the color scheme is too eccentric for some people, and that there is more than enough to suggest that a high-grade Ghost Gundam of the same quality will be released sometime in the future. Plus, the kit is fun to put together while boasting an easy difficulty, so it's pretty much a kit anyone of any skill level can enjoy. Other than that, I am loving what they did with the high-grade Phantom Gundam, and I would recommend that you get it if you have the chance. And that's all for me. Thank you all for watching, drop a like and comment if you did enjoy the video, subscribe for more content like this, and feel free to follow me on social media with the links down below. That said, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out guys. Bye bye.